Understanding of this reform. And that's why I'm very happy that we're having this conversation today, so we can speak to you heart to heart as brothers and sisters. You need to check for credible source of knowledge on the tax reform. Go into the tax laws, read it for yourself. Go to credible organization and read what they have to say. Look on the information we put out from the Presidential Committee. Number 2, beware of the danger of misinformation. Watch out for fearmongers. When you see them selling fear and panic, chances are that 99.9% it is misinformation. They just like to create panic because they need you to act emotionally, and that's the only way they can accomplish their goals. They do emotional analysis. Something like, what are they doing with our money? Why are they doing it now? People cannot eat. They are bringing tax reform. Emotional analysis. No data, no evidence, no references. Also check the qualification and expertise and the experience of the person telling you the taxes you will pay. There's a reason why if you want to fly, you are hoping it to be a qualified pilot. You are not looking for your tailor friend to fly the plane. There's a reason why when you are sick, you are hoping it to be a qualified and experienced medical doctor, not your honest mechanic. Why is it that when it comes to finance and tax, we listen to anybody and everybody, with or without qualification and experience? You don't know what you don't know. There's a reason why people specialize in different areas. So when you see the person has no credibility, no experience, no qualification, please disregard whatever they say. They may even mean well, but they're not likely to be telling you the truth. Find the opportunities in this reform. There are plenty of them. I told you about the business process outsourcing. You know, if you want to start doing that job in the next few months and be earning thousands of dollars, you know what you need to do? Just Google, and there's AI now. What are the skills that are needed in business process outsourcing? It will give you the list of the skills. Ask the AI again, where can I learn about these skills for free? It will tell you. All that you just buy data, or you can go to where, you know, there are places you can go, you just connect to Wi-Fi, you think like you're waiting for someone. You can learn for 30 minutes. Learn those skills, right? Are you still following me? The next question you ask, in which platforms can I join so that when they are looking for people to hire, they will see me? And those platforms are there. Most of them are free. You just need to join. So now you know the skills that is needed. You know where to get the training for free. You've joined where they can find you. Just cross your leg, cross your hands, and wait for the money to come. Opportunities abound, but you must find them. The opportunities will not walk into your door and say, I'm here, can you see me? No. And as young people, you have more energy than anyone else to make this reform work for you, which means finally, you must take action. You must do something, like I just said to you now. And you must also speak truth to power, which is what I believe we are trying to do today. I encourage you to sustain that. But when you are speaking truth to power, it carries no weight if it's not based on knowledge. If you're just throwing numbers around, the person you are trying to hold to account knows that you are confused. Why should they waste their time? So when you are diligent with your analysis, power pays attention. In addition to holding truth to power, or holding power to truth, or speaking truth to power, whichever way you call it, let me tell you the other one that is very important, that many people run away from in Nigeria. It is speaking truth to the people. You know, we have this kind of session with so many Nigerians. They leave the room convinced that this reform is the best thing to happen to Nigeria. In fact, there was a Nigerian who spent 15 million of his personal money, 15 million naira. He said there must be some people who don't know about this reform. They came and interviewed us and translated to different languages. He said this because they don't understand his personal money without asking for anything. But guess what? Majority will listen to it, they are convinced, but they can't say it. Because when they say they support the reform, they are afraid the mob will attack them. They will say you have been bribed, right? Because they are so afraid, they keep quiet. So what is the noise that is out there? Is the noise of people who are actively against the reform. Because the majority of people who support it are afraid to say that they support it. Because that negative narrative is the only thing out there, people say it's a negative reform. Just remember this. If you want the best for your country, if you want the best for your future and the future of our unborn children, you have to support this reform. It is not perfect, which means as we go along, we tidy it up and fix the loose end. In conclusion, remember, a rising tide lifts all boats. When Nigeria succeeds, all of us will succeed. When Nigeria wins, all of us will win. If Nigeria is not winning, and you think you are winning in your own small circle, you are deceiving yourself. Because the poor man cannot sleep because the poor man is hungry. The rich man also cannot sleep because the poor man is awake. So when Nigeria succeeds, there's collective prosperity. And we can see Nigeria of our dream, not in 2050, not in 3000, but in our lifetime, and actually now, starting from 2026. Thank you very much, Amigo.
Once again, here is the communique issue at the maiden edition of the NANS Expanded National Executive Council meeting, TAG National Executive Council and Structural Stakeholder Forum 2026. Expanded National Executive Council of National Association of Nigerian Student NANS convened this maiden edition meeting against the backdrop of widespread public concern and national discourse surrounding the newly enacted NANS reform law. NANS recalled its earlier position on the law following public outcry arising from revelations by some National Assembly members about alleged alteration to the Tax Reform Act, coupled with the low public understanding of the Act and its operational guidelines before it was fully passed into law. In response, NANS formally called for the immediate suspension of the implementation of the new tax law, pending the conclusion of investigation by the National Assembly around the raised allegation and the conduct of comprehensive and targeted public education about the law to enhance citizen understanding and support to ensure the desired results are achieved through this reform. Our engagement and consultation. Following the conclusion of the consultation with relevant stakeholders across Nigeria's social spectrum and National Assembly investigation, for which the report has now been published in the public days period to this meeting, the expanded National Executive Council of NANS, in collaboration with all structural student bodies, provided a platform for tax experts from Federal Island Revenue Service to educate student leaders, clarify gray areas, and respond comprehensively to concern expressed by the Nigerian masses about the new tax reform law. Our resolution. After extensive deliberation, presentation, and engagement, the expanded National Executive Council of NANS resolved as follows. 1. The new tax reform law is a deliberate and well-intentioned law aimed at improving Nigeria's economy, strengthening institutional framework for revenue generation, with deliberate provision to protect low-income earner and vulnerable citizens. 2. That the law does not target the poor. Instead, it strengthens social protection while ensuring that higher income earners contribute more equitably to national revenue, preventing lopsidedness and unnecessary tax burden on a few. 3. The extended National Executive Council affirmed the authenticity of this tax reform law as officially released by the National Assembly following the conclusion of its investigation. 4, which is the last one, that consequent upon the above resolution, NANS hereby call off the proposed nationwide protest earlier scheduled for 14th of January 2026. Our commendation and vote of confidence, National Executive Conference, passes a vote of confidence on Mr. Zak Adedeji, the former chairman of Federal Island Revenue Service and pioneer executive chairman of Nigerian Revenue Service, for his leadership, professionalism, and contribution to Nigerian fiscal reform, particularly in operationalizing this novel reform. 2, we also commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his continued foresight, intentional leadership, and unwavering commitment to structural and economical transformation of Nigerian state, particularly in the area of fiscal policies reform and economic stability. Furthermore, NANS reiterates its thanks to Mr. President for his NELFund initiative, which is increasing funding and access to tertiary education for Nigerian students and youth. These crucial initiatives are demonstrating useful in the transformation of educational system. On this note, we also reaffirm our vote of confidence on the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria as we employ him to continue the good work that he has commenced in transforming the fortune of our great country, Nigeria.